I okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. We live now,
I
Muta.
bet. All right, all
So,
right.
so this afternoon,
How y'all doing?
I got my peoples with me. A brother. He's an author. He's an activist. Which is interesting. We could talk about being the author first and publishing your first book, Monsters Under the Bed. Explain what was the genesis of that, Muta.
All right. So, Monsters Under the Bed is a children's book that I published in 2017. It's a children's nursery rhyme book that is an aid for kids that are afraid of the dark.
So what was the genesis? What made you publish the book? What gave you the idea to be like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to write a children's book.
All right, so I had written it in a dark moment. So this was around the time when me and you had crossed paths. So we know what that we know what that moment was without getting into too many details. And that was my outlet in order to help my family out. So when I left that situation, it became an outlet to help my family out. So right now it's big. It's like, why would I stop? Why would I not invest in me? With everything going on.
I'm gonna ask you, did it feel like after you wrote your first book, after you wrote the book, and then you seen the response, and then it's like, wow, like I done really tapped into something. I done really tapped into a whole different set of dealing with people, dealing with other kids, getting them past their fear of being scared of the dark. Because a lot of people don't know kids are scared of the dark. You heard me?
Hello,
Yeah, I can hear you, Muta.
hello.
I can hear you.
All right.
What I was saying
Let me
was,
let me get let me get by let me get by some Wi-Fi real quick. Let me get by some Wi-Fi. Trying to enjoy the weather outside, and we're in the community center. Got the community center, so I was trying to get out from back there.
mhm,
Do it from back there. Get some air. Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you good. The picture went out. So just give Muta a moment, everybody, so he can hurry up and reconnect back with us. Like I said, Muta is an author and an activist. He has a published children's book called Monsters Under the Bed, which is he's a published author. He'll join back in. It dropped for a second, and he's a published author in you can find his book on Amazon as other streaming places. It's called Monsters Under the Bed. So we'll just wait momentarily until Muta is able to rejoin us. Here he comes. Yeah, we got you back, Muta.
Yeah. It's getting ugly back here. I don't know what's going on.
So what I was saying was, did you realize when your book first got published and you started getting the response that you like tapped into really understanding that the fear that a lot of kids have with being in the dark?
All right, so actually, that really came from a place that I experienced as a youth. So I used to be I was in a lot of foster homes growing up. So I would go into these places in these new homes, and a lot of times it would be like creaks in the stairs and stuff like that. And I used to pee in the bed because I used to be scared to go to the bathroom. And it used to be because I used to be hearing all this stuff, and I had an overactive imagination, and I used to turn these sounds into actual demons or monsters. I could feel the fire. I could see it. You know what I mean? As a kid,
Hmm.
you can actually come picture these things, and the remedy was me getting a butt whooping, and
Really? Okay.
you know being having that beat out, having that imagination beat out of me, as opposed to being more creative and create and giving it aid. So it was me drawing from a real place.
So let me ask you, Mutai. I mean, is like since you wrote the book and it's like it's your story, and like I said, now you being able to be a inspiration for other kids to talk about their fears. How was that feeling for you? Because I know you don't like attention.
Uh, listen. You know we too early in this race right now. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So I ain't right now. I ain't touting no horns, and it's just a lot going on. So I look at the book as it being one puzzle piece to a greater remedy that needs to happen in our community, as far as creating things that involve group economics. Monsters Under the Bed being one of those things, because the illustrator is a local black graphic designer. So all the projects that I do is pretty much teamed up with other local black people so that we can create industry.
So where could we purchase the book at? I know you just told me you got a new ebook. You formed the ebook. So where would be how would be able to purchase the book?
All right, listen, if you want Monsters Under the Bed, first, I'm going to tell you to come to 373 South Orange Avenue, Newark, New Jersey. You can purchase the book in-house, right? If you don't want to purchase the book in-house, you could go to Source of Knowledge bookstore, downtown Newark, right? They're gonna have the exclusive hardcover. But if you can't get there and you somewhere far, what you can do, you could go to Amazon and you could purchase the book. You could go to Barnes and Noble and purchase the book. Whatever your favorite book place that you buy books from, it's there. All you have to do is type it in on a search engine and it'll show up.
So let me ask you, is it going to be a part two?
Yes, we have ABC book coming out very shortly. That's why I put the e. That's one of the reasons for me doing the ebook as well. One of the reasons was the price had went up in Amazon. So the book I put it out 4 years ago, and it was $10 a copy. Now it's $16 a copy if you look for it online. So what I realize is in this time right now, people are suffering. So I'm gonna have trouble selling a $16 book. So that's why I dropped the ebook. So the ebook is $1. If you go to Amazon, the ebook is $1. All right, and that's so that we don't miss out on what's going on, because this book is definitely a jewel. Also, so now we talking about part two. We talking about this ABC book. So it's the ABC book, right? But like I said, I like to do group economics. So the ABC book is not me. It's Farmer Shoe. So it's Monsters Under the Bed presents ABCs with Farmer Shuja. Now Farmer Shuja is a local black farmer. This is an actual person. Farmer Shuja is a local black farmer that farms in Newark, New Jersey, right? He takes kids and hikes. This is a local person who actually does this, right? And the ABC book is herbs and fruits and vegetables. So when you read in the book, would you also get an information about it? So it's not just telling you the
Like I said, just give us a moment. Muta is out. He's out actually at a direct center in New York and doing an interview, and he wanted to come on and promote his book, and then we're gonna talk about activism. You back, Muta?
Okay. Where did I go out at?
You want when you was explaining who the farmer is that he's a local farmer in Newark.
Okay, so yeah, so the book is, so A is for aloe. Aloe. So aloe is going to give you the remedies that aloe produces. B is for basil. It's going to give you the It's going to that basil produces. C is for clove. It's going to give you the remedy that clove produces. D is for dandelion. It's going to give you the remedy that dandelions give you. So that's the premise of the second book.
Okay, so I know that a couple years ago before COVID, you were doing the you would dress up as one of the monsters in the book and just go around and do the thing with the schools and do stuff for the kids. Definitely during the people that celebrate Halloween, you would go and give out candy. What explain that? Explain when you was doing that.
Actually, when I first got the mascots put together, I did it because I understood that I needed a shock value. So me, a 6 foot, 250 pound, sometimes black man coming up to people trying to sell children's books. As handsome as I am, sometimes it's hard. you know. So when I got a big goofy character with me, especially when it's one of the characters from the books, it makes it a bit easier. It's a bit easier on the eyes, the kids, and everything. So that's one of the things as well.
Well, we definitely gonna promote your book. We think that one of the I personally commend you, bro, because to be able to talk about some of your personal fears that you dealt with as a kid and being able to express it and then showing other kids how being afraid of the dark and being afraid to express themselves, because a lot of us as kids are afraid to express ourselves, a fear of getting disciplined by our parents, or even in your case foster parents. That is definitely something that we need to get behind and we need to promote and we need to support. So let's talk about your activism, man.
Mm,
I thought it was funny because I know that side of you. I know the side of you of as
okay.
they say, being a voice for the voiceless. And
Hmm.
explain what birthed that when you got explain how you had got hurt at your job and explain everything that happened, because I don't think people really understood what happened and why you decided this is the path that called you, so to say.
So I was doing my book grind, and I was going to men's meetings. So the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, he was giving men's meetings, and I wanted to be around progressive black men. So if there was a group that was being progressive, then I wanted to find that group. And it just so happens he started doing men's meetings. So I said, "Fuck that! I'm gonna go be a part of this. Part of my language. I'm gonna be a part of this. Whatever this is. Let me see if I could go get some information, so I could bring it back to my people." Right? And I met I at it was good information discerned. I met the guy and I start working for sanitation, the sanitation department. I didn't understand at the time that the director that was there. So when we talk about the director, we talk about the person that's directly under the mayor. So there's no go between. After him, there's superintendents, there's managers, assistant managers, there's supervisors, there's all type of intermediary positions up to the manager to the manager. However, I didn't realize that he had just got placed into a position. When he had given me the job, he had just gotten placed into a position he never been into. So he had been receiving flack from the people who had supposed to maybe been in his position.
Mm.
So as you can know, people who've been in a job for 20, 30 years, they just throw this guy in there. They like, yo, we ain't doing what you talking about. You don't know what you talking about. And what he did, he hired a bunch of people so that he could threaten them. So it was a bluff. I didn't know I was a part of a bluff when I got hired. For me, it was like, all right, I do books in the morning, I could work in the afternoon. You see what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
was it was a strategy for me. It's an easy job. We know you've been around me, so as far as my physical capability, A garbage job, especially if I'm the driver, is not difficult for me. So I'm like, all right, I'll do books and I'll throw garbage. You know, my got the health insurance and everything. It's good. That's what this is what I signed up for. Until I realized what was going on. Once I started to realize what was going on, I was already into it maybe a year. So we're talking about a year, and I don't have any health insurance, right? So when I go to the director, I'm like, yo, what's happening? He's like, oh well, I got you. I'm a grown man. You don't have a grown man sitting on a job for a year and promise them things like that and don't come through and let me come to ask him twice in a week. Now I'm being bothersome. So now I'm already a little quirky on this thing. So I'm like, all right, I know that the book thing is really what I'm doing. So I'm paying attention to my wife. Just do both, right? Just okay. You doing what you're doing. Just do both. So we had next thing you know, we had a drivers meeting. We talking about me and 40 other drivers in the room, managers, supervisors, everybody, right? And he picks this time to tell me when I asked about uniforms that I was lucky to be there, and a whole bunch of host other things. It was a video clip I put out, right? Because somebody had recorded them, right? Because they knew how foul and nasty it was. I'm not used to it, but somebody pulled my coat
Hmm.
after the meeting was over, like, yo, I got a recording. I said, what? But so lo and behold, COVID hit, right? So now at the time COVID hit, they aren't giving people any raises. They haven't given anybody any raises in the last 3 years. So mind you, when they first start doing all the bullshit, I start looking into the contracts. So I'm wondering why is it such an oppressive environment? So I start looking into the contracts. A lot of the people that are in DPW or sanitation, they're ex-offenders. So a lot of times, this is their first job that they had that could actually pay the bills. This is the first time somebody has been proud of them. This is the first time they held keys. And the people in these upper positions lord over this, knowing this, they lord over that fact, right? So when when I wasn't receptive to the type of dialogue that was given to me, what I was engaged with was constant retaliation from supervisors and managers and things like that. So at this time, I had a conversation with my wife. I said, "Baby, put some life insurance on me. I'm gonna change all the accounts into your name because I'm about to do something to this guy, right?" And she said, "No." We had a long time conversation. She cried. We both cried together that night, right? And I woke up and I realized I can't take my family through that, right? So what do I do now? So now I get more diligent. So now I start talking to the guys in the garage and asking them, are they satisfied with what's going on? So we eventually get up enough guys together to force the union to do a demonstration. So the union, so like the day, maybe a couple days before the demonstration, I got injured. A couch fell on my shoulder. I was on the back. I was in the back of the truck throwing the couch in, and the couch, my back gave out. Bunch of it was a real bad situation, right? End up having surgery. So, but I'm now, mind you, when I come to the demonstration, I'm in pain. Like when people see that newspaper article, they think like I'm in pain. My back just gave out, literally. I don't know if anybody understands when your back give out. I didn't even understand the amount of pain. I didn't even understand how bad my shoulder was because how bad my back was when it gave out. So when I realized how negligent these guys are when it comes to the human condition, this just made me want to push the issue more. So everybody's telling me, "Yo, you got a good case. Don't say anything." And the more I'm not saying anything, the more it's eating at me because for me, I'm looking at these guys like, why are you guys scared of these people? Like, who are these people that you guys should be scared of them? And the same answer I kept
Your volume, I can't hear you.
was,
Yeah, now I can.
okay, which part you left at me at?
Where you were saying like, why y'all so scared of these people?
All right, so there was a reoccurring thing that kept happening over and over again when I asked that question, and it was the job. So we have cowards in positions, and these people lord over these positions and lord over the people that they position over with absolute impunity. Now this led me to start doing the research. So now me, we know each other. Once we start looking and start going after information, oh my gosh, I turned it into a big math problem. I turned everything into a big math problem. And what I'm realizing is year after year after year, the government pours federal money into cities like Newark, New Jersey, impoverished city. So there's money for programs, there's money for this, there's money for housing, year after year after year. So we're not talking about a little bit of money. We're talking about millions of dollars, right? Tens of millions of dollars poured into this city for these specific issues over and over and over again for our lifetime. Then I start looking at things and you see me start putting up the reparation talk, right?
Hmm.
And then start calculating how much of that money was, right? The same. So these program dollars that was coming in, they never trickled down. Had they actually went somewhere before, had they actually touched the streets, we may have had we may be somewhere else. We may actually be somewhere else.
Yes, it's interesting that you brought that up, is because a lot of the major cities in America, you're right, are getting money from the federal government to revitalize their urban areas, and they basically call it like a urban renewal type of thing. And then those of us that are fighting for the reparations and the redistribution of wealth, and being able to close the wealth gap, it hasn't. It's like when you start going down that information, the paper trail, the investigation stuff that we like to do. And then when you start doing it, it gets a little to the point where you start holding people's feet to the fire and trying to hold them
Mm,
accountable. And it's like people looking at you like, what are you talking about? You going against the grain, you going against the home team. But the reality is that the home team has not been beneficial for the home. And
mm,
what we're realizing in places like Newark, New Jersey, and other urban cities, is that definitely in New Jersey, is that people are getting phased out. And I know that you had addressed that before about the common person that's from Newark, New Jersey can't even live in Newark, New Jersey on their own, or being able. I have a friend that even told me today that, a single male make decent money, he can't live in New Jersey no more. New Jersey basically has phased him out.
all right, I'm gonna give you a math problem. You ready? Newark, New Jersey, the average household income.
Your volume dropped for a second, Mutai.
I'm about to put on.
You back. Like I said in the chat, just give Mutai a second. He's at the community center, and he's trying to stay focused. He's trying to jump back on the line. His extension froze for a second, so just give him a moment. But yeah, you back?
We back?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. I'll put my bad, my bad. All right, we back. All right, we on the math problem, right?
Hmm.
All right. Average household income in Newark, New Jersey is 35,200. You didn't mishear me. Average household income. So that's mother, father, children, dog,
Mm.
cat, anything else that takes resources in the house, right? That's the gross income. That's not the net income. So we got to take 30% off of that $35,000. That gives us $25,000. The average one bedroom.
Like I said, just give Muta a little patience, you guys, and give myself some patience, and because what he's going to convey with the math problem is show basically how most of us are working in the red from the door. Most of us don't know that the average income, like he said, in North New Jersey is $35,200, and he'll explain it. Yeah, you back?
Hey, I'm back, right?
Yeah, you back?
All
Finish
right, you
explaining the
can't.
math problem.
I'm gonna re-explain it. All right, the average household income in Newark, New Jersey is 35,200. That's the gross income. That's mother, father, children, dog, cat, anything else that require resources. All right. We take the 30% that Uncle Sam gonna take from us. That's $10,000. Easy. All right. Don't let that be overtime money. That's gonna be more, right? But we just gonna take the 30. We just gonna take the 30% that they guaranteed to take from you. So that's $10,000. That $35,000 becomes $25,000. Now we have to have a roof to sleep over under, right? The average one bedroom apartment, the average one bedroom apartment in Newark, New Jersey is $1,200 a month. All right, we do that 12. We do that 12. What you call it? That's 15,000. 15,000 a year, right? That comes out of that 25,000. That leaves a family $10,000. We haven't paid the gas and electric bill. We haven't eaten anything. We haven't driven to work. We haven't thought about childcare or anything, right? To get through an entire year. So what the numbers says, right? The numbers says that we are dead economically. So when we see the conditions currently right now, when we see these young boys dying off, it's not like it's not rocket science. The math said this was going to happen. The
So
math said this is happening.
Muta, one of the things that we try to share from our own experiences, um, with with going through what we went through, and understanding survival mode, and understanding when you're younger, and you, like you said, when you're dealing with the younger guys who may not have the skills to be able to understand, like, okay, I can't make my situation worse, so I won't do this. Instead of some of us that have made the decision to be like, you know what, I'm living for right now, so I'm going to do any means necessary type of approach to survive, with knowing um that those survivals people are trying to survive, and don't understand that you're really playing behind the eight ball already. What do you think the core of the problem is, and how we could address it?
Right now is we would be digging real deep for the core, right? Poverty is the main core. We fix it by engaging in group economics. We fix it by doing business with each other. We're caught into a system that we playing the game. So as long as we continue to exchanging our time for money, right? because we got to exchange our time for money in order to pay bills, right? But that very act, it takes away from whatever you are as a person, because you was never supposed to be the fry person at McDonald's for 10 years. And when we become the fuel that makes America drive, when we become that fuel, that burnt out fuel, and we wonder why what we see in our community is smoke, that's because that's the residue. We're the
Mo-
things we
Most of us, let me ask you, most of us can't really understand that correlation of poverty, crime, and most people don't understand how if you want to address crime, you address poverty in the same thing. Muta, let me ask you. I know you've been on it. You've been on it, like letting people understand, trying to have workshops, getting people to trying to get people to realize that the hard working that you're doing, the 2 and 3 jobs that you and your a person and their wife could be doing. Um, why you think most people are not realizing the state that we really are in?
cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when your emotions override your intelligence. So we keep on re-explaining and repeating what the problems are. And when it comes to a definite solution, if it makes us uncomfortable emotionally, we don't go through. We don't follow through. So that's that cognitive dissonance. So we keep we constantly stuck in repeat.
Well, well, that's uh, that's a mouthful right there alone. Like I said, I'm glad you was able to spend some time, man, and really explain what's going on because like I said, I don't think people really get it. I think a lot of times we get confused because we may feel like we're doing good, we got a decent job, we able to afford a car, whatever, or even buy a home, and don't understand that even your home don't really have any value, any real value in it because of the poverty and crime issue is hand in hand. Like crime hurts your property. Poverty is the reason why it's crime. So it's like you think that you're doing good as an individual, but the reality is that your community actually sucks.
This that's my issue that I'm having a lot, because people, when they look at me, they be like, yo, you successful, bro, like why you keep on saying like you did it, if you did it they could do it, right? And what I do is I look at the numbers. Like I said, I'm a stickler for the numbers. So what I look at is black men in general. So if black men are failing at an 80% rate, that means my people failing. I mean, whatever I could bring to the table, I mean, I guess it's good, but my people still failing. So I can't, like I won't be able to have no attributes of greatness unless I'm working towards those issues that nobody else is willing to face. So whatever those hard issues that people can't stomach, yeah, fuck that. Let's go. And I need some strong black men with me.
What are you? What I know that you're always at the community center. You active in the community, and one of the things that I think is good about your activism is you get a lot of activists that aren't directly in the community they come from. I know that you're originally from Bradley Court, and you literally you could be seen in Bradley Court every day. That is your stomping grounds. That is the community that you're from, and you chose to serve that particular area because this is the area you know best. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of people will do activism in a different area, and the area they live in, though, you there, you in the streets, you actually doing getting people to come to the rec center using the resources that's been there forever that are always empty, but
Mm-hmm.
the doors are always open. And
Mm-hmm.
I like to commend you for that, man. And really, you doing your thing, man. And Hope everybody realize what you are trying to do in the community.
Absolutely. Listen, and that's not to say that um I won't welcome myself into it. Anybody could welcome me into their community, and we could work on a community based program that will be applicable to your community, because your problem may not be the problem that I have in my community. So what we could do is we could come together and actually touch bases with the neighborhood that you're from, and not just say things. So when I do it with my community, it's personal, because these are my nephews. Because like I said, I was bouncing around from foster homes, so I've been in every household at some point, right? And so these are my nephews, these are my little cousins and things like that, right? So when I can't leave there and do work somewhere else if I haven't at least tried to make something better where I'm from. So this is just me starting saying that, listen, I'm going to do what I do here, you're going to see my success here, and if you want to mirror that success somewhere else, bring me on and we'll work on a project together.
How can people get in touch with you, Muta?
Listen, my phone number 973-836-2380. Once again, that is 973-836-2380. You can call me, leave a text message. I'm here. Listen, please, please, I want everybody to go pick up the new ebook. Please, it's only $1. So check it out. With the ebook money, I'm not spending that on me. The ebook money is specifically to build the community center. And I'm not over here trying to motherfucking what's Umar Johnson, y'all. I'm not trying to Umar Johnson, y'all. I know that a school requires too much staff and other specifics to get done, right? I need a building so that I can teach CDL courses, and the other guys that I have with me could teach the specialties that they have. The dollar from the Amazon sales will go directly towards my next community center. That's what that's for. I got 2% right now. Listen, that's on Amazon. Monsters Under the Bed.
With
Munster. My guy, he gonna give you the rest of the information if I go out.
with that, bro, I'm gonna let you go, man. Look, I'm gonna take care of that. I'm gonna put the information on all the social media stuff, man. And appreciate you for joining us, man. And I'll hit you when I get in the area.
Absolutely. Verbal 151 on IG. VERBLE 151 on IG. VERBLE 151 on IG. Peace, Shake. Sound like a
Wait, son.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please continue to join us here for conversations on hot topics, interviews with special guests, and our featured programs such as the Poetry Corner, where you can hear dope poets from around the country creating that poet cafe vibe, and Crown Rules, our virtual book club on love, intimacy, and healthy relationships. Let's talk. We are everywhere you want to be. Follow us on YouTube at Let's Talk, Facebook at Let's Talk, and on Instagram at Let's Talk 1931. Have a suggestion? Give us a call at 570-795-4283. Or for business inquiries, please email us at ltalk5600@gmail. Let's talk. I wore to you, you wore to me, and we go together. Please don't forget to like, share, follow, or subscribe.